Hello guys, welcome to Hatchput Economics. I'm going to try my best to keep these videos under 15 minutes because I have a lot to say and I want to make some separations. My name is Connie and if you haven't done so, please like and subscribe. Hit the like button, hit the bell so you can get notifications. Okay guys, I want to talk about making more money. So I went to the EEOC today. If you don't know, I'm an HR director. I have to work with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission and the Department of Labor. And the reports are not getting better. The reports are actually getting a little bit more intense. And what do I mean by that? Women of color, Black women who are getting their degrees, who are getting their PhD, their masters, guess what? They're not getting those high-paying jobs. College is an investment. It is not a swag. It is not a clique. It's about money. So if you're watching this channel, before you even get into it, the whole purpose of this channel is financial freedom and economic empowerment. All right? So no matter what you do, my goal is to get you, along with me in my journey, to economic freedom. I have a lot of stories to tell. I have been in the retail private industry for over 17 years. I've been an HR manager, store manager, recruiter, trainer, you say it, you name it, I've done it. And I've noticed as a Black woman, even with an Ivy League degree, I went to Cornell, I got my master's in human resources, I got my bachelor's from MCNY, New York, all private colleges, and I saw I had to bust my ass. I had to work triple hard. Well, I saw people with a fraction of my education, zoom, fly right past me. You have to remember, when you get into a certain level, even just as a woman, even as a non-minority, it starts to drop drastically. So when you're a Black woman, it's really hard. And I don't think we understand time and money relations. I didn't. I had to learn. I'm not perfect. That's why I'm here. I'm talking to you. So when you're going to college, if you're not working in your field, which most of us aren't, when you're going to college and you're not actually making money, you're taking yourself off the market, you're going to school, you know, you're not working enough to pay off that loan, you're actually acquiring a massive amount of debt just to begin with at a young age while you're not even making money. So that's double debt. So it's imperative that you get into the field and hit the ground running. When you get out of college like I did, and I was in my field, I was very smart. I was very strategic. I was a ninja. I made sure I went to school for what I was going to be working in. That's the first thing I did. But even that did not help. I reached a certain pinnacle, but it seemed there's a black ceiling. Nobody wants to talk about the black ceiling. I call it the tinted ceiling. The black ceiling, the tints, the sexy tints. But it's not so sexy when you're trying to get by and you're trying to, go forward in your field, and you know that you have to work twice as hard. It got to a point where when I got to a certain level, my peers weren't half as educated as me. They weren't half as talented as me. I honestly I felt that was a setback for me, because who am I supposed to learn and develop from? Like, if you have to get twice as much to get half, that's going to hamper your development. Let me say it again. If you have to get twice as much to get half, it's going to hamper your development, because you're supposed to be continuously connecting and networking to people that can get you to the next step. But when you're a Black woman, you have to have double to get to someone that you already surpassed. Let me say it again. When you're a Black woman, you have to get double to get to somewhere where you already surpass economically or intellectually or financially. It's hard for us. So instead of us going crazy, I said, what can I do to make money? So this is about making money. So you're almost 5 minutes in. 4 minutes, I'm doing good. So I want to talk about industries that Black women use. You see, I'm getting mad chill. This is what makes me crazy. This is what makes my wig turns colors. The reason why it makes me crazy is that you have industries that are predominantly used by Black women, but we're not in them. Okay? We're not in them. You have industries that are in the billions, that it's us buying makeup, it's us buying hair, it's us buying all this stuff, and we are not in it. So when you're talking about financial freedom, I'm talking about investing the least and getting the biggest return. I'm going to say it again. Investing the least and getting the biggest return. because that's what financial freedom is all about. I was reading so much documents about how the Asian population are turning into billionaires. They're not going to Harvard. They're not going to Yale. They are strategically picking industries and dominating it, forming a sense of community, forming a sense of togetherness. It's like a roadblock trying to get into some. So I have some windows open here, and you guys know I am a nerd. One thing I want you to know, when you watch my channel, I will stay as factual as possible. If I have an opinion piece, I will say, this is my opinion. I want you guys to trust me. Integrity matters. I'm a nerd when it comes to trust, accountability, fairness, and integrity. One of my little side things I have to say before I get into this, I have to say, one of my pet peeves is people getting in front of a camera and saying and doing whatever they want and perpetuating that as fact. I think it's toxic. I think it's how we got President Trump. If you're a Trump fan, these nuts, I'm really sorry. But the fact is, people are saying their opinion as fact. You are entitled to have an opinion, but when you watch me, I want to have your trust. I want to have your respect. I want to have, the comfort of knowing, okay, Connie's getting data from a secure place. So you see the blue lights on my face. I constantly keep my computer up. No shame, because I want to be completely accurate with you. So let's get into the money. Money, money. Now, we all know about nails, okay? I see black women, I'm guilty, I got my nails done. I see black women spending so much money on nails. And when we go into these salons, they don't even market to us. Think about how much money Asians are spending on marketing. And I'm not trying to be racist against Asians, Indonesians, Filipinos, Koreans, Chinese, Japanese. It's not about that. I'm talking about the market demographically that dominates the black nail industry in America. So even outside of the black industry, they still dominate that genre. And just think about when you go into there. Do they say good morning, hi, welcome Connie, how was your weekend? Do they try to sell you? They just have a continuous stream of customers. We go there like a cult. I had to be honest with myself when it comes to me getting my nails done. Do my guy hook me up? Do I feel special? No. We just go in there and they don't even advertise to us. There's not even a commercial. Have you ever even seen a nail commercial? The reason why I'm talking about this is because when you have a business, one of the biggest aspects you have to consider in terms of productivity and making a profit is how much you spend on advertising, how much you spend on marketing. Asian people who own these nail salons, who dominate this industry, and guess what? I'm gonna give them a hand. Tim Kwao, give you a hand. Kim Sim Lo, give you a hand. No hating here, because nobody's stopping African Americans from dominating. If you do things legitimate way, if you do things the legal way, I will never hate on you. When people say, oh, so-and-so own everything, and why the fuck not? Ain't nobody stopping you from owning it. Ain't nobody stopping you, so stop hating and start imitating and start making that paper, okay? So I wanted to do some research and say, how much is the nail industry worth, all right? So underneath the description in this video, I'm going to be posting the link. So if you want to look at the documents I'm looking at, I'm going to post it. If I do not post it, just message me. I have a Facebook page called Hatchbird Economics that definitely will be in the links to let me know. So just really quickly, revenue from nail salon services in the United States, okay? In the billions, okay? So the statistics show revenue for nail salon services in the United States from 1998 to 2016. Nail salons generated approximately $8.53 billion in 2016. 8.53. 8 billion, 0.53 in the United States. That's the billions. People are spending billions on nails. Did she have to go to college to open a nail salon? Absolutely not. Do you have to have a master's, Ivy League? This is what I'm talking about. Why can't we get together? If you're like, Connie, I don't have enough money to open it. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You have to know 4 or 5 people with a decent credit score, network, go to a notary, do a contract, and open it as a business. I go to seminars. You have to hear me. I might go over my time. I go to seminars where I coach black women, and literally there's like 10 people from the same neighborhood unemployed for 6-7 months. And I'm like, okay, you're not bums. You're just having a tough run because of the discrimination. I know how hard it is. I've been through it. Why don't you guys get together, pool your resources, and invest just like they do? They be investing with strangers. I've went to Asian seminars. I've went to them in New York. I've been sneaked in by my friends who's actually watching the video, so thank you for watching. She said she would watch this. She doesn't want too much of her secrets getting out, so whatever. But I have been, and I'm trying to tell you, if you want financial freedom, unity and community matters. Go to your family, go to your mom, show her the information. This is statistical information, statistics and studies from more than 18,000 sources. I will put this link in the YouTube video. People are making billions. Billions. So the reason why that's so important is because the proximity of the nail salons is so small in comparison to the revenue. Billions of dollars, that's a lot. That is just for nails, and it's not counting the other services in the nail salon. That's the scary part. It's not counting toenails. It's counting nails on the finger. It's not counting eyebrows and lashes and waxing and any other thing your nail salon does. It's only counting actual nail services. So that's what's scary, and I really encourage Black people to get aware of these statistics, and probably you'll be more opening to opening your own business. So even if you get to college, this should be something you're interested in venturing to. But you have to understand me. You're talking to a Black woman that spent $80,000 on her graduate degree, then another $68,000 on my undergraduate, and I'm not even telling you the real what I owe. That's just raw. When I say raw, it means no interest. I'm not talking about books and tutoring and board. I'm not talking about any of that. I sleep at night and I can't sleep. I'm like, what if I would have invested that money into a franchise? What if I would have, do you know how many nail salons I could have opened for $80,000? Or liquor stores, or wine stores, or laundromats, or dry cleaners? Isn't the whole point in being rich? We're so disconnected from wealth building mechanisms. That's why I made this page. I am begging you, I am desperate. If you listen to what's happening on this page, if you listen to this channel, it will change your life. Okay, so I'm not going to show you any more of this because you can't see it, but I will definitely link it underneath so you can see the revenue, what's happening and stuff like that. We get our nails done. We need to get into it. Connie, I don't know where to start. Connie, I don't know how to open a business. Connie. All right, I get it. There's something called the SBA. It's almost in every single state. It's what I use to launch my business. SBA is called the Small Business Association. It's SBA. The United States Small Business Association. I'm going to say it again. United States Small Business Association. It's available in almost every single state and city. This is how you see Asian people, no offense, Asians, I love you, coming over here, can't speak English, but they're getting outstanding loans. They're coming over here with minimum capital, but they're opening businesses. You know why? Because they qualify as a minority. Ha 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 ha. They qualify and they get special expenditures. And I'm trying to tell women of color, you can do it. You think they know how to run everything? You think they went to Harvard Business School? You think they went to Wharton? The SBA actually has a business guide. They have funding programs, contracting. They have a learning center for absolutely free. This is how I learned. Because entrepreneurship business and working as a corporate robot is completely different because college teaches you how to be a corporate robot. This is actually very simple. Once you get it, it's consistent and you have a center to go to. So it's called the Small Business Association. I will link it for you. I will link it inside of the detail. Okay, so I'm going to tell you more. They also have for New York. Now, this is something I'm going to push. You're not a tree. You can move and go to where you want to. If you're talking about the nail and hair care industry, look at the demographics to see how much people spend in your region. If you're in Oregon and Wyoming, if you're in South Dakota, North Dakota, if you are in West Virginia, I don't know, son. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be profitable. If you have a big business idea, or you're willing to do a big venture, with your family, you might want to consider cities like Florida and Houston and New York. There's a reason why bigger cities cost more because you can make more. They're not for slackers. I'm going to say it again. Big cities are not for slackers. If you're not going there with an entrepreneurial purpose or a tactical purpose to increase your bottom line, don't move. You're absolutely right. Go back to Alabama, not to be rude, because that's what these cities are made for. They're made for capitalist people, entrepreneurial people. You cannot survive in New York just doing a regular 9 to 5. Even if you're an honest Abe and you went to college, it's gonna consume you. There's no security, there's no job security, there's no guarantee for talent development. And most private industries, if you're not promoted within 5 years, you are gonna be a termination risk, because why keep somebody in the same exact position for 5 years as their salary kind of sort of increases when you can just term that person and bring another person on to continue doing the same work they were doing for absolutely less. This is what I do as an HR director. This is why I'm so itching to tell you, like a crackhead, that you need to get into entrepreneurship. So now we have the America's Small Business. It's New York City small, it's SBDC, okay? And it provides services to all small business population, including an emphasis on minorities, women's, Native Americans, firms in all stages, veterans, disabled veterans, blah, blah, blah. So it's called the SBDC, all right? America's New York. And it's via SUNY, the State University of New York. So I have connected with women that were living in Virginia. I have connected with women that were living in Arkansas, and I actually encouraged them to make that financial move because they wanted to open up a foot spa, or they wanted to open up, a cosmetic spa. Or they wanted to open up something that demographically would be much more lucrative in New York, and they're very successful. So it all depends on what you want to do and where you are. If you're not sure, the Small Business Association, which I will include in the link in this description, will actually help walk you through that, so you don't have to go in blind. These are how you see bodegas opening. All right, they're not magical bodegas. They know these things. These are how you see Chinese restaurants and nail salons and spas and dry cleaners and laundromats in your neighborhood. That should be you, Black woman. That should be you. Take it back, okay? Take it back. So now you're going to have the SBA. They have a women's center as well. The Small Business Association, which is in almost every state, has a women's business center. I will link this for you as well. And it teaches how they emphasize on women and minorities. So you can get loans, you can get funding and support. And what I love about the SBA, they teach you how to do your business from the ground up. It's absolutely free. Even if you want to do online business and e-commerce business, which I love, I think online business is the shit. I'm really brick and mortar, unless you're doing an actual service, not a product, like a nail salon, a hair salon. That is what I'm really interested in pushing. Because if you look now into the current economic situation right now, you see a lot of companies like Ralph Lauren, you see a lot of companies like JCPenney, Sears. You see them struggling because a lot of people are turning to e-commerce. And the reason why it's happening is because, in my opinion, it's happening because of a lack of service. You know, people used to go to the store to have an experience. It's happening because a lack of awareness. And it's also happening because people want convenience. If I can go online and get the same exact merchandise just like that, you know, just from touching a button, you have to give the consumer an actual reason why they're walking into the store. So even things like groceries, I never thought I would live in my lifetime to see people willingly purchasing groceries online. I thought that was the most riskiest final frontier thing, because I was the type of person, I want to go to the grocery store, you want to see. But you know, you have groceries that I call continuous groceries, like ketchup and mayonnaise and bread. You don't really have to go into the store and see those things piece by piece. You're actually able to, you know, go and order that stuff. But stuff like meat and seafood and stuff you gotta touch and squeeze, you might wanna actually go into the store to see that. And that's the only thing. It's the actual product that's keeping stores open. It's not the service. So when you're looking at stores or you're looking at industries that are doing well, it's service industries, travel, tourism, higher end stores that have a luxury feel to it, nail salons, hair salons, stores that are producing an actual service or what are doing great in the economy. Anything that's generic, that's just offering a product and nothing exceptional that you can get anywhere, you notice that's going to be dying down. So if you're thinking about opening a business, you want to look at the future of that. You want to look at the market, or just pay attention to what's on TV. Even Walmart is the king. Like, Walmart is the king, and now you see Walmart is struggling. That's Walmart, and they're struggling because Amazon's a monster. Amazon is offering everything in the whole world, and now you see that Amazon is struggling. Amazon is dominating. You're seeing these other small businesses struggling. So definitely you want to make sure that when you're talking about business or opening a business, you're focusing on things that are going to have longevity into the future. And it's pretty simple. People are purchasing experiences. People aren't purchasing physical things unless they absolutely have to go into the store to get them, or they feel like, I need to see this, or they just enjoy the experience. If you notice, the higher end stores, they're not doing bad. Bergdorf Goodman, Harry Winston, Cartier. Just think about it. If the economy was completely dry, these stores that are selling higher end products would be the first one to go. They would, right? But that's not what's happening. What you're seeing is the lower end stores that are offering generic products that anyone can sell. Those are the businesses that are doing, are doing well. So if you're talking about another industry that I consider lucrative, I would definitely say the hair industry, which is one of the most least minority industries, I think, in contrast to who's purchasing those products. You'll see a lot of African Americans investing, I think, billions in that as a collective. But if you look to see who's actually owning these products, it's not African Americans. It's mostly the East Asian market. And it's just completely segregated. And I think it's crazy. I think it's absolutely crazy that the hair care industry in 2014 was valued at $500 billion. That's a lot of money. And if you look at the ratio of African Americans who own a percentage of that, it's less than 1%. That's like literally, I don't even know how to calculate that beyond a 1%. So it's definitely something that we can get into and we're familiar with. And when you're talking about business, this is what I try to tell people. You have to see how much investments go into marketing, how much money you're spending in advertising, how much money you're spending in overhead costs. What is the cost directly, out of just getting that product to the customer. And when you look at the Asian market, how they're projecting to the Black community, I don't even know how they do it. Because you have them, they're selling and they're not using advertisements. They're not using commercials. They're not using specialized consultants. They're selling expensive products. Hair is expensive, weave is expensive. Just the whole thing is not a cheap industry. And some of these products are complex, but yet they're not investing anything. They don't even advertise directly to African Americans. We just give them that free people traffic. And that's going to increase your revenue because you get to keep more of your profits the less you advertise. So when you're going into business, that's the first thing you got to think about. The ratio of what's going to happen in terms of marketing, investing, and stuff like that. So that's why you have to make sure when you're looking at businesses, you want to look at what is the actual profit, the bottom line, not just, I can make $1 million, but if you're spending a lot of money, if you're spending a lot of time, if you're spending a lot of effort, and it's not a good return, you have to look at that as well.